Sasa tumsikize Mutyambai.
Because we are deployed as a team and we respond as a team. If any death occurs amongst the team, ni ile condition ya vita. It is not targeting a local or a non-local. It is police, national police service who are on the ground fighting. And then the issue of the Kamudei, which I said there was information available to the locals apart from the teachers. Honorable Chair, Honorable Petitioner, Honorable Kolosh seeks a report, which I've said I will provide a report later. Thank you.
CEO, what's out of order, Honorable?
I suggest, since the prime issue is the TSC, why can't we be able to take a number of issues before she responds?
No, by procedure, the petitioner has a first response. Let's allow her to respond. And I want to advise members, kindly look into this document. Some of the questions we're asking have already been answered. So I really want you to really go through the document very clearly so that we don't waste a lot of time. Yes, CEO.
Chair, I won't go into the specifics of the teachers. I enumerated that very well in the historical background. Specific cases, not general. But I also want to say that, just like I said, I want to reiterate that in the last 5 years we have lost 42 teachers. These attacks are sporadic. Then I think the other one that he asked about us is that why we withdraw teachers. Chair, I think again I answered, we did not withdraw teachers. In fact, as we speak, if you look at our table, we have non-local teachers still in the northeastern region. And we have appended actually sample letters of transfers. Any teacher who asks for transfer on insecurity, and it is there even in our code, health, insecurity, marital, and so on, the commission looks at those, and you will also get the report from the IG to show maybe why the teachers thought there was insecurity, because we work, TSC also works under the multi-agency governmental concerns and so on. So we did not transfer it. I mean, we did not withdraw. And then thirdly, Chair, we have to emphasize here that safety concerns of our employees, having learned lessons from the past, where we caused teachers to go back and they came back dead, is paramount to the Commission. Which employer does not care about its the safety of its employees? And yet this is documented. If it is about, I don't know what was said about transfers, that the courts talked about reinstatement and so on, I want to read somewhere. The court did not only address itself to interdictions. It actually told us on page 130, 122 of the court orders that we were given that we were restrained, yes, from interdicting, but we were also restrained from redeploying or reposting the non-local teachers to the northeastern region, including Madeira, Marsabit, Wajir, and Moyale, and so on and so forth. So we were not only restrained to interdictions. Actually, I said here, even though we were told that, we have still continued to employ teachers in the northeastern region because we are aware of the constitutional rights of the children in that area.
Now I want to open the floor to the honorable members. And honorable members, Honorable Major Bashir is attending another committee meeting. I will allow him to ask questions with the committee members. So let me start with the Honorable Mboko Milemba, and Honorable Engineer, Honorable Soshon, Honorable Ro, all the way up to Honorable Bashir, and then Honorable Lokomuntari. Will other friends of the committee, you will ask later on. I want also to ask members, for purposes of guidance, at most 2 questions.
Very well.
At most 2 questions. And very specific.
Chairman,
not one stories.
Chairman, I'll not let you down. I want to be very specific and also advise my colleague honorable members that I've never seen such an elaborate report from an agency, and most of the issues have been handled. So we are actually now faced with dealing with solutions. And most of our questions should be focused towards the solutions now. Otherwise, going for petty things which will take too much time. Meanwhile, let me ask the question. Number one.
You be guided. Nobody is asking anything petty.
I withdraw.
Yes.
Honorable Chair. Thank you. Number one. If this goes to the Teacher Service Commission, what do you advise this committee to do? If we were to open up, like it was almost suggested by the CS, that we train teachers with C who are qualified in those particular areas so that they can occupy those particular regions. In relation to the law that governs you, what would be your advice to us? Because I think when we retreat to do a report, we'd want to consider that. Number two, it goes to the security, the IG. What steps have you put in place? Because you are the final person in terms of protection of not only teachers but also Kenyans, not only northeastern region but the entire Kenya. Which steps have you put in place to make sure that there is enough security in that region to allow education to continue? Thank you.
Zambia.
Thank you, Chair. I think that the report which has been tabled is very clear, and it is very unfortunate to learn that the non-locals have been killed, and have not had any of the locals who has not been killed. And I want to make a recommendation, sir.
Oh, recommendation, some questions. You are not doing a recommendation.
Okay. Security comes first, and without security, even the teachers who are there, there's nothing you'll be doing there. I would urge the TSC CEO not to deny any teacher transfer, even from today. Chair, I'm also affected as a member of this committee because I buried my relative out of the killings, and we cannot pretend, oh, it's well. So if we don't have, and I think we'll go by what the CSR said, that let us train the locals and teach their own people there. If that is what they feel, we will assist the committee and the country to save the lives of our people. It is very important.
Chairman.
We are here as members of parliament and institutions of government. We are here as Kenyans. For a honorable member to refer to us, let them train their people, as if other Kenyans are not our people.
Sure.
It's actually a very serious statement, and
yes, I think Honorable Engineer Zambia, all are Kenyans, including the people in Mandera and everywhere else, and they are our people. I think you need to know that. Are you guided on that? Are you getting that?
Chair, with the floor, I withdraw the statement, but I'm reacting this because I lost my relative.
And we need to ask the question. Ask the question, not an opinion on anything. Tell us what is your question.
To conclude, Chair.
No, tell us what's the question.
Okay. The question now is geared towards the CEO. How many non-locals in the region who are still there, and how many locals are in the station as we speak?
Honorable Soshan.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'll be very straight with my questions. We are dealing with a very emotive issue, deaths and killings. And in this document, I can see many of documents under my signature, and I wish to assert that I visited the mortuary to see 24 bodies and men, and it's not an easy thing to keep repeating every year. We have buried 3 teachers, we wait again to bury others, and my question goes to TSC, because now about solutions. Let us not emotionalize this thing. At this point, Mr. Chairman, let us look for solutions, and not just solutions, lasting solutions. I'm happy with this document. If TSC, you repost again the same teachers who have moved, or even young teachers who are job seekers to the same northern Kenya, I will use this document to sue you. That can be very sure.
You are out of order.
I'm not threatening. I'm not threatening,
You
but
are
I'm
out of order. Yes.
Now my question. No, I'm stating a fact.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stating a fact. Let it go.
And this is a committee of parliament.
Now the solution. The minister stated has given us a near solution. But looking at the recommendations of TSC on page 16, 8.1 to 8.5, you have kind of evaded what the minister is trying to propose. Last year, or in 2018, and you have not put it in this report, that indeed a solution had been found. Some teachers with grade D+ and above had been recruited and were actually actively in the classroom. And US TSC put in an application in court and mobilized to fight that solution. Why did you do so? Why did you fight this homegrown solution? And then you went ahead last year to post teachers whom you're 100% sure will still come back. Now with the suggestion of the cabinet secretary, and I sympathize with you, because you are the only minister in the world who has no connection with teachers. And this one
Honorable Session, I think you are just getting... No, you're out of order. Out of order, explicitly out of order. Because
with the proposal from the minister...
Order, Session, you're out of order. Can you be guided? Yes, I want to guide you, because when you just go for sideshows about the minister in the world and about any other, it isn't about that.
Chairman.
Order. I'm terming that as out show because he is a cabinet secretary. He has just given us his presentation very clearly, what the law allows him and what the law doesn't allow him. So please,
Mr. Chairman, I'll ask a question, and I think also you are being unfair to try to gag us from stating facts. The report of the minister here has stated that he has no control. This is a fundamental fact. Let us not lie, and it's a constitutional mistake. We must check it. Mr. Chairman, I'm asking TSC, are you now willing, are you not going to file court cases if then we move this direction of mapping out the locals so that they can be trained? Because that is the only solution. And Mr. Chairman, the teachers were recruited and accepted to go through in-service courses. And that is the only lasting solution. As TSC, are you willing to permit the ministry or to work with the ministry to ensure that there is a homegrown solution? Mr. Chairman, we are sitting here, children are not learning. And there has been that effect for the last 4 years.
Thank you.
Are you willing to accept that the young boys of northern Kenya who are available, the data has been given to us, that they can go to classroom tomorrow as UTs and upgraded through in-service courses? That is the only lasting solution. I have no question for Mutyambai, because you cannot provide guns and security for everyone.
Thank you,
It is a policy of starving that will provide solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have now Honorable.
Thank you.
Honorable members, I will just be strict with your questions. And this is not the platform to just say so many things, but I just want you to go specific questions. I'm not gagging any member. I want you to ask specific questions. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I have two questions, and they are specific. Question number one: is it possible? This is to the CEO Teacher Service Commission. Is it possible for us to look for teachers who hail from Northeastern but are currently teaching outside Northeastern? Is it possible for us to get them as an immediate remedy and transfer them to Northeastern so that they can begin teaching as we look for ways of training teachers from that area? That's number one. Number two, this is to the IG. It has been reported here that there was a time when the community in Garissa was demonstrating. They went to the TSC office